It was pouring rain the night Clara moved into her new apartment. It was one of those old, peeling buildings on the edge of town that always smells faintly of mildew and something much, much older. She was broke, exhausted, and honestly, just grateful for a roof over her head that she could actually afford. The landlord had mentioned the thin walls and the groaning pipes, but he definitely left out the part about the knocking. It started her very first night. 3 slow, deliberate knocks on her front door. Not a frantic pounding, but something more precise. More patient. She peered through the peephole, but the hallway was completely empty, bathed in that flickering fluorescent light. Say, why? A few minutes later, another 3 knocks. A little louder this time. Still, no one. She tried to laugh it off. Maybe it was just the old building settling, but when she stepped closer to the door, she could feel the vibration through the wood. Someone was right there. "Who is it?" she called out, her voice trembling slightly. The only answer was silence. Hesitantly, she pressed her ear against the cool wood of the door and heard it. Whispering. It was too quiet to make out any words, but it was unmistakably human. Then, just as suddenly as it started, it stopped. The next morning, she saw her neighbor, an older woman who lived across the hall, and decided to ask if she'd ever complained about strange noises. The woman's face went completely pale. "You heard it too?" she whispered. "What do you mean?" Clara asked. The woman leaned in closer, her eyes wide. "If it knocks again," she said, "whatever you do, don't answer the door." That night, Clara couldn't sleep. She sat on her couch, watching the door, half hoping the whole thing had been a bad dream. Then, at exactly 3:12 a.m., it came again. 3 knocks. "But," this time a voice followed. "Please, I need help. I'm hurt." It was a woman's voice, weak and desperate. It sounded so real, so close. "Please," the voice whispered again. "It's so cold out here." Against every screaming instinct in her body, Clara's hand trembled as she turned the doorknob. The hallway was empty, except for a dark puddle of water spreading across the floorboards. No footprints. No one there. No one there. Just a flickering light overhead. She slammed the door shut, her hands shaking uncontrollably. By morning, the puddle was gone, but she noticed something new on the inside of her door. 3 long, faint streaks, smeared downward as if from a wet hand. She immediately called the landlord, demanding an explanation. He was silent for a long moment before asking, "Ma'am, you're in apartment B, right?" "Yes," she said. "That unit's been empty for 6 months," he said quietly. "The last tenant. She was found right outside your door. It looked like she'd been trying to get back in." That night, at 3:12 a.m., the knocking came again. 3 times, and a whisper from the other side. "Please, let me in. I live here." Clara didn't move. She didn't even breathe. The next morning, her neighbor found the door to be wide open. Clara was gone, and every night since, the new tenants report the same thing. At 3:12 a.m., someone knocks 3 times and begs to be let in.